So you want to haul junk. First thing you're going to need is a truck. And that's what we're going to talk about here today. Truck buying 101 for junk haulers. See, a lot of guys are going to tell you need to go out and get yourself a $1,000 truck payment, buy some fancy Lariat or Denali truck that you can pull a trailer with. Well, they're wrong. I'm going to tell you why. The reason why that doesn't make any sense is because these trucks are going to take a beating. And if they're not taking a beating, they're not actually hauling junk. They're going to be at the dump several times a day, catching nails, scraping into things, running crap over. You're going to be driving down alleys with dumpsters sticking out, and you're going to rub against them. I don't care how careful you are. And if you're that careful, you ain't hauling junk. You're going to be going down old dirt roads. You're going to go through swamps and have to drive out into the middle of people's fields. Even if you're a city slicker, you're going to be hitting lots of potholes and bouncing around in alleys and side streets all day long. You don't want your beautiful little Chevy half-ton with the leather interior and the really nice sound system going through all that. You'll be replacing CV axles, ball joints, and everything else in that thing. And I'll tell you what, if it's the latest generation of pickup truck, you're gonna pay a premium price to keep that thing on the road. This is gonna be your dream truck right here. I'm not a GM guy, but this GMC 1-ton single cab flatbed with 4-foot racks, complete with the headache rack and the hand crank windows, 6.5 turbo diesel, a couple extra leaf springs. When you fire it up, sounds like a tank because it's a frickin' tank.
Oh yes.
Heck boys, this is a junk hauler's dream right here. A few more add-ons to this box. I'm here to tell you, you don't have to spend a ton of money to get into this business. I bought this truck right here for $3,500 off of a farmer outside of the town that I live. They're not too hard to find, and it doesn't have to be a turbo diesel. I generally don't even recommend diesels. They're just gonna break down and cost a fortune to fix. I don't mind these old 6.5 turbos though, because they're cheap. They're cheap to fix. Most of the problems that you have with these trucks, you can fix yourself. And let me tell you, if you don't know how to fix your truck, you should probably learn how to do that before you get into the junk hauling business. Need new injectors? There they are, lined right up underneath the rocker panel for you. Cheap to buy, you can fix them yourself. These newer trucks, you get an injector problem, you're forking out thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars to get it fixed. If you leave the windows down, well, you're not going to be too upset if the feral cats have a soup kitchen in the cab of your truck and end up having babies. Where I live, 4-wheel drive is a must. For a good old manual transmission, but for $3,500 and 118,000 miles, I'll drive an auto. When I start this bad boy up, I don't have any check engine lights on the dash. I put a code scanner on it before I bought it to make sure there was nothing serious wrong with it. You gotta do research when you're buying a truck for your junk hauling business. Don't take my word for it or anybody else's word for it. Learn everything that you can about the truck that you're thinking about buying before you buy it. One of the reasons that I say that this is a perfect junk hauling truck, starter truck, with this 8-foot flatbed and the racks that we built for it. This is the equivalent of this right here, almost. Now, this is a 10-footer. Doesn't have quite as big of racks on it, but the point is I can get as much in the racks of that truck as I can on that trailer because I can stack it higher. All kinds of things in this bad boy. Refrigerators, washers and dryers, couches, We've stacked trash bags, boxes, wall to wall, all the way up to the top, strapped a tarp over it and hauled it off. This little makeshift box that I made for it, completely packed and full. Usually by the end of the day, if I do 3 or 4 jobs to fill it, we're sitting at $600 to $800. When we do one stop and fill the whole thing up, $400 to $500 every time. What makes sense for a truck like this for a starter junk hauler is to be able to haul enough junk to actually make money on every run that you make, and have a little money set aside so that you can buy a trailer to hitch onto it in the future. Maintenance is the key in these. It's important to get this hood open, check your oil, make sure your transmission fluid's doing good, change your glow plugs or spark plugs if you have a gasser, and to keep it fine-tuned. Get it on the road. You want to keep it on the road. You don't want it to be in the shop and you be out of work for a week while you're saving up to get your trailer for your truck. Have enough money, and it shouldn't take too long with a hauler like that. A trailer like this is a great addition to a truck like that. These trailers are cheap. You can usually pick them up under $2,000 at a Home Depot. Harbor Freight even has a version like this that you have to put your own wood deck in that you can probably get around $700 to $800. Or better yet, go to Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, or your local buy-sell sites and find one that's been slightly used and pick it up for $1,000. I got this. Well, actually flipped a few cars here and there, so I got this. I traded a minivan and they gave me this in $1,500 for my first trailer. This is the next step. It's always good to have 2 trucks on hand, even if you only, or if you're only the only driver to your trucks. This truck is perfect for us. It's our main hauler. It's a 2013 Ford F-250, 6.2 liter gas. Has the flatbed, as you can see, packed and loaded with a refrigerator and a stove that we picked up earlier this afternoon. I love these flatbeds. You can put the big stuff on there. In fact, I've stacked 2 refrigerators on top of each other, and then another 2 where that stove is, and it had a couch hanging off the back. If you know how to strap right, you can get a lot on these flatbeds. And notice I don't have any racks on this one. That's because we like this one for the big stuff. Refrigerators, just push them up to the side, tip them to the back, lift them and slide them right up there. Strap it down and you're on the road. This is too expensive for your first junk hauler. And by the way, notice it's not a Lariat, a King Ranch, or anything like that. It's just a good old XLT. In fact, the title work says that it's just an XL. They put the T on the end because it has automatic windshield and a radio that plays CDs. This is my first full-time junk hauler. It's an XL. Nothing fancy. It's a work truck. If you want something fancy, use it to haul your wife to dinner. You need somebody to talk to before you make your purchase of your first junk hauler, reach out to your friendly neighborhood entrepreneur here. 406-505-0331. I don't care what time it is, I'll help you out. Truck is the most important tool in your tool belt. He's your best friend. That's why we named the famous white boy Frank the Tank. Good old Chunk over there from the Goonies. This business, you'll spend more time in the truck than you will at home. That's why we call old Chunk back there home sweet home. I don't know how to do this, but I guess I'm supposed to say something like hit the like button and push the subscribe button for more great junk hauling tips.